So, hello. We are live. We're trying to, I want to give some demonstration on the execution watchdog on per hour trade. So what I really want to focus on here is showing you how the new alert setup, right? So alerts now, you can now get entry alerts on your 5 minutes time card, right? So when it gives you the alerts, basically you watch your charts, you see where it is at, if it's looking at rejection at the key confluence area, whether rejection at EMA, you know, and see if that aligns with your entry, you can take that trade, right? So that's basically what it does, right? And you can also get like your trend structure. So right now, as you can see, we're actually trending. We're really on a strong trend down on the 5 minutes, and we've pretty much been selling all day. So right now, we're holding at close to the EMA 14 here, and it looks like we're about to reject. And at the same time, we're getting the short entry, right, on the scenario E. So just kind of talk about what that is. So usually when your three time frames are aligned, so in this case it's bearish, right? It's pretty much suggesting you to take a short-term bearish entry just because you have three time frame, your hourly, your 15 minutes, and your 5 minutes are bearish, right? And typically this is for a D entry, scenario D entry, where you got three time frame alignment. But right now is flashing an E entry, right? So it's basically, well, it's actually an E2. So an E2 is actually for a short term. When there is a short term trend and you want to really get into that trade as fast as it can, right? So that's what is flashing here. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm actually taking that trade. Oh, sorry, I'm gonna change the account here. We got some up. So we're on the trade right now, right? So revert, our stops are set up there. So that's basically, how I use it. And if I get stopped at, that's fine. But it's just like it's giving me a signal for short entry. So I'm just trying to, execute it. So that is basically how I use it. It's as simple as that. And the thing I would point out is there are certain entries that are very convenient, right, to enter, right? So like the scenario A, I think that is usually the most cleanest one. So that one, when all time frames are aligned, right? So it could be a bearish, it could be a bullish trend, and you see that your price is just trending in the direction, which kind of look like what we're seeing right now, right? But I think the reason why we still have the 4 hour bullish here, we've not have multiple, like the current 4 hours now we're trading, it's still kind of, is looking bullish. It's trying to recover from the sell-off, right? So that's why, it's still holding bullish. But given the fact that we've been selling, at some point in time, I'm convinced that that 4 hours, the second 4 hour candle will flip bearish, and we may start seeing a continuation to the downside. So but so that's kind of what we're looking at. So we're on the trade here, so I'm going to let this run and see where where it takes us to, and then yeah. And then another features here, which kind of why the trade is running, is we now included the market daily contest, right? So usually you can run this at any time, but typically, you prefer to run it before, depending on what session you're trading. You want to run it before the session so it can give you some sort of contest of what is happening in prior sessions, so you can align that with really what the market is going to do. So this market contest was run around pretty much like 9:30 Eastern time, right? So right around the New York Open. And it actually gave us a bias for the day, right? It was basically say bearish, right? Short-term bearish inside a larger bullish structure. So the bullish structure is really calling out there is like the daily, the prior day, which somehow look bullish. At least the 4 hours and the daily looks bullish, but it actually gives like there is some bearish structure forming. And it turns out that's actually what plays out the entire day today, right? We've been essentially bearish all New York session. So I use this quite a bit just to give me a little bit of context, right, of what the market is about to do. So you have that now on Execution Watchdog. I think it's definitely a key features there because it kind of really help you structure your mindset, and just see how as the market develop, if they're following the bias that um, you got from. So, and this is all like with the help of AI, right? It really analyzes the market based on market structure, multi-time frame. So there you go. So that is your alert. So now we've flipped now to scenario D short. So everything is still short. But the other thing you want to take note now is that your 5 minutes now, it's no longer bearish, right? It's kind of looking choppy, right? Typically, when there's a strong bearish trend, it's usually the best time to get in, right? Because it's like, trying to retrace to some sort of upper level. And then, because of the strength of the bearishness, it just gives you a better entry. So if we go to the live chart here, so that's basically what we're seeing now. So we flipped. So our entry initially was on E, scenario E short. Now it just flipped now to D. And we're still in the same shot, right? We're same short trade, so that's all good. Then what else? The other feature as well too is, so we have this tab here called Coach, right? So like I said, Execution Watchdog is really built around helping you stay disciplined and also give you analysis of your trade execution, right? That you've really been executing for at least for the day. So these features here takes into account your like the alert logs, right? The alerts you're getting here, they get recorded on the system. And the alerts, they're really every activity that happened on this platform. So the trade you executed, the signals that is given, if you take those signals or you didn't take them, what time you take them, a lot of even errors and everything is all included. So on the coach side, it basically takes the alerts, the signals that are given, and then compare it with your trade execution. And it tried to give you to see how well you executed based on the signals, right? And even there are some signals that are invalidated signals, like the flags, right? We also have the flag signal, so we got stopped out on this trade there. We'll just book it now. There, to correct the plan. Okay, so that was a clean trade. The setup was right, so it just happened to not work out. So we'll see if there's more setup. So anyway, so what the coach, let's get back to what I was saying here. So the coach, right, it will analyze your trade execution on the platform and then give you a score. So mostly it's based on how often you follow the signals, right? How well you execute. Did you stay on plan? Did you manage your risks? So those are all really what it takes to account. It doesn't really account to your profitability in any means, but it's really about how well you execute. So if you come here, you click it. So all your alerts, they're saved at the end of each day, right? Sometimes it depends on the amount of data is collected, right? It will save part of it, but usually it collects the entire day. So which at the close of the CME session, which is 5 p.m. Eastern time, you get a complete alert log for that day. So they're all date stamped, right? So right here, this is the last one was, 10 was the last trading day, right? So if you select that there, you open. So this is how it will give you a clean analysis, right, of your trade. So in this case here, you got a discipline score, you got discipline metrics, right? So which means the rate at which you take signals. So in this case now these are flags. So and then it tell you plan adherence, right? So right now this score here, they look pretty doesn't look great, but then all these blue dots here, these are the trades that we're taking, right? So this was a profitable day, but it's just, I think because of the way the market is, I was mostly taking most of my trade off the platform. That's pretty much some of the things that happened. And there are some trades I took here which they were, just based on what I see, right? They don't really align with the signal, right? So there's some you take here with signal, some you won't. But overall, what it's saying is that 28% of my trade was really based on signals, right? And it's just basically it's just a score is giving you. So you can use it as a way just to see your metrics, on a day-to-day. So I can even look at other, like the day before, which is Thursday. So this was much of a better display score, right? So you can just see your day-to-day how you vary, right? So this is just a way for you to track. This was a much better discipline there, right? So took all the flags, avoid, fake entries, and yeah, so it's just how, you get your score. All right, so that's your coach, right? So these are features that just help you. They help you understand, manage yourself as a trader, right? So, but the key one here, I think I really want to bring to everyone's attention is, setups, right? Really flagging you on setups to take. I think that is something I think it will really helps, right? Just like I said again, you don't have to take them. It's just telling you that, setup is available, right? And you just, look at your chart, see what is really happening, see what is trading, and you can, take that trade. So we're still giving our D shot here. So I'm still trying to, maybe I want to take another short entry here. I want to see, so the best way I can take a trade here, right? So when I'm looking at what I'm seeing here, I'm also looking at a different chart, right? At a shorter time frame, at the 1 minute. But I want to see, because now we're climbing above the 14 EMA, right? And I want to see a strong rejection, right? When there's a strong confirmation rejection, then I think maybe that would be, if this is going to go short, that would be a better short entry. Otherwise, if we start to, rally, let's say we're crawling higher and take out the 14 EM, the 50 EMA, then I think that might also be a better short entry as well too, because then you're getting a better price, right? And the reason I would prefer, again, is still really because of, the higher time frame being bearish. So I really want to be on that side of the bearishness. So I'm gonna wait. So we just we just about 2 minutes to power hour. Okay, so while we're waiting, what else do I want to share? So I've talked about the alert signal. Yeah, so let me talk about a little bit more about what those scenarios are, right? So let me start with scenario A, because right now we're getting D, right? So scenario A is, these are conditions, these are trends, right? So when the market is trending based on all time frame aligned. So if you have your daily, your 4 hours, your 1 hour, your 15 minutes, and your 5 minutes, let's say, all bearish, which obviously means we're trending down, right? And then price begin to track the 14 EMA, right? So it looks for, if the price is trading significantly below the 14 EMA, so there are two conditions you enter scenario A. It really depends on the distance from the price from the 14 EMA. Now, if there is any price retracement, right, from the last low, let's say as your price is moving bar by bar every 5 minutes, it found a low, right? And then price try to retrace from that low, and price go as close as it can, right, to the 14 EMA, and then there is a rejection. It takes a scenario A trade, because that's just continuation to the downside. Now it watch the 14 EMA. Now if price taps the 14 EMA and continue to break above it, it doesn't take that trade, because basically, price is reversing, right? So okay, so that's what we're getting now. So we just touch about a minute now. Okay, so I like what I'm seeing here again. So let's see if we can. So I want to wait for the close of this current 5 minutes bar here. So there about 15 seconds. About 10 seconds. So yeah, so the close of this bar will detect which direction. Like I think it's definitely gonna lean. Okay, we just open. Okay, I like it. All right, take another shot there. So here, so the D entry is really bearish. So this is a good confirmation to take the bear trade, the short trade, beg your pardon. So that's why I took that. So we'll see how this plays out. Now I want to target, let me see what should be my target. I might have to move my well, it's okay, I'm targeting it here. So maybe the low of the day should be where we will actually, so which is 29,450, right? Let's see if we get there. So which is right around here, this bottom weeks. Let's see if we can take those out. Again, so the market has been pretty, I know it's been bearish, but the last 2 hours it's really been sideways, right? So it's something you got to be careful as well too, because okay. So you can see now it's trying to retrace back, no continuation, we'll see. I'll let this play out. Like I said, so I got my stop, so I'm not worried about it. I might actually even add. I might consider adding as well. Let's see here. Okay. Let me see. All right, so we reverts, big reversion there. Yeah, I think we'll be stopped out again. All right, so 2 out of 2, so I think that'll be it, right? So like I said, it went in our direction, but again, price always do what it wants to do, so that will be it, right? So I would usually my rule is, when there's 2 stops, I will cut it for the day. So we'll stick to the plan, and it depends, we'll see. Okay, like what I'm seeing there again. Let me try this one more time. This will be it. I'll try one more time. Okay, so the other thing again I'm paying attention to, so the 5 minutes, it's pretty much it's building, so it kind of looked like it wants to um, it wants to go bearish from here, but we'll see. It's building up for sure. So, but like I said, I'll let it play out. If yeah. So we'll see here. We got about, okay, so this is the new. So the fact that this new 5 minutes, right, is trying to show continuation, right? So this is where I think if it shows strength, right, if this 5 minutes shows strength, then really it may start, picking up steam. But it looks like it's pulling back now again. Yep. Okay, looks clean. All right, I'm gonna take some profit off there just because I've taken two losers. So let me just kind of lock something there for now, and see what we get again going forward. But yeah, but that's how I would use it. But it looks like it's going down. So, but there's definitely a clean. Yep. So let's see if it's still going down. But yeah, it's definitely 2L 1 win. But I typically would hold that. I wouldn't be, but it's just like coming from two losses. That's why I'm trying to just take something off the table. But we'll see if it gives another entry again. So like, let's see what this 5 minutes does here. If this will be a continuation. But if I see any retracement here, definitely I think this 5 minutes now is not looking really better. It's looking bearish for sure. So let's see if we get any sort of engulfing. Okay. Yeah, I like what I'm seeing here. So this candle is about to close in about 30 seconds. It's really printing bearish. There's no like retracement at all. So this is so right now I don't have any flag, right? It's just telling me we're bearish, but there's no. So I think the next entry now will come if there's some sort of retest, right? All right, so we got another D short now signal. This is a continuation, a clean one. Usually it's more like a breakout, right? So I'm not really a breakout trader. I like to see retracement before But yeah, see that trade really played out, right? Just I took it out, closed it a little bit earlier, but that was it. A nice breakout there. So we got a breakout. So that was a breakout signal. So the D you just saw there was a breakout signal. The fact that it flagged on the continuation, right? So, but that's if the other executor will be executing trade right here, right now, right? Because it takes breakouts. But just for me, discretionally, I don't take breakout. I always like to see a retest, and so. See, someone's on my door. Okay, so this trade really played out really well. It actually touched the low of day, and I think it's just going to be a continuation there. So we're still on the D short signal, like the breakout worked. I didn't take it, but definitely it's playing out. And yeah, let's see. I might actually even join it as well too. So we can see here we just crossed that candle there. I think we just opened. Yeah, so we got about 3 minutes now, 2 minutes for this candle to close. But we're really on a breakout trade. This is, again, like I said, I don't take breakouts, unfortunately. So I'm just going to wait for some retracement here. I might even take a 1 minute retracement if it's possible. But, yeah. For those who are breakout traders, yeah, this definitely is something that works. But I don't. I just don't take breakouts. I wait for a retest. Let's see if we can get any here. So when that D shot just came out with the alarm, you heard the alarm, right? That was that was auto executor. That is it. That is how it takes trade. It just gets a signal, it's fire right away. And which I'm actually running on the other side of my screen. It's quite in deep profits. So but there's a difference. All right, so we're getting some retracement. So let's see how far this go. I am watching some can go up a little bit. And I'm targeting value area low. If it gets there, I might join the short. But it's just not getting there yet. So yeah. So I'm playing a patient game here. So if you're a trader who's like really struggling, like in terms of hesitation, I think this is what what Execution Watchdog is designed for, right? To really help you, as long as you have your entry rules, right? You still need to have your own entry rules, understand what your entry rules are, right? But the hesitation sometimes often comes when you're quite not sure, right? But also you also have to accept that not every trade is going to win, right? So once you get that out of your mind and you accept that some trade will take losses, and you have something to just give you that reminder that there is a possible entry. I think it's just like a game of probability, right? It's just you have a probability that this will work, right, to a certain degree. But again, it kind of really helps. It helps reduce that level of hesitation, because now rather than you entering blindly, there is a rationale for that entry, right? So that alone just it kind of it helps you stay confident, like because now you understand this is a probability setups, and it is giving you that. But the whole idea is that there's a high chance, there's a probability that the odds will be on your side. That's really all you're taking. But again, it's a probability game. It's never a game of certainty, right? But having something that gives you that sort of alert, right, to like you're not going blindly, I think it really helps. It will help to a certain degree, because at least you have an entry. There is a reason for that trade. So okay, so I didn't get, so my the retracement was just not enough, right? But I think it looks like it's just going to continue to break down from here. But again, I just want to be patient here and see if I can get some retracements. If I do, I do. If I don't, then I probably will, again, this is a trade I would say I caught too early. I caught it early for, again, maybe it's my bad, but I caught it early. I have my reason for it. I'm not regretting it, because I just want to book some profits, because I've taken two loss back to back. But it turns out to be a really good trade, right? I entered right at the top here. So we've almost got close to almost 100 points, right? It's a 100-point trade, right? That's what we've got. Nearly, no, sorry, about 50 points, right? It's about a 50 points, about a 50-point trade. So yeah, so 50 points. Okay, so the type of structure is presenting right now. So you can see, right, you got your 2 5-minute bearish candle, right? And now your current 5-minute candle is not even making any attempts to even get halfway. So yeah, this doesn't look like we're gonna see some breakdown continuation here. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see here. So how far would it go? So where would be my target? Oh my God, we're already overtaking the low. We're clearly at the low of session, right? So we're in power hour. We're trading at the low of session. So this is really a dangerous place to trade, because yeah. So we could go significantly way lower, or we could just rip from here, right? So quite honestly, yeah, there's really, so this was supposed, so where we are right now was my original target, right? Which it has tapped it, it's kind of riding underneath, and I missed part of that trade, at least most of them. I took some, not I didn't miss everything, but I don't know, entry here definitely is not attractive. I know we're still flashing D shot, but again, this is late. This is certainly late. We got the D shot right around here. So let's see if we can get an EMA, right? Retracement 14 EMA, this gold line here. I think that would certainly be more attractive than where we are right now. But let's see. So 50 points to the upside. Yeah, so we're breaking down a clear breakdown. That's it. We're done. We are heading lower. Wow. What a trade. What a trade right there. That was it. That was my entry there. So we'll see what MOC will do here. Suddenly, you know, we'll definitely retrace back up. There's some, but here, yeah, this is not. I am not taking it long, not by any stretch of imagination. I'm definitely not taking a shot here. Like we just like I think we've run out of. I didn't get the pullback I was looking for, and that's okay. So I took 3 shots, 3-shot trade. 2 was a loser. 1 I kind of just went out partially because I was just trying to see if I can, you know, come back a little bit even, which I'm not yet. I'm still red, but yeah, sometimes it's, you know, sticking with the process really will reward you. If I stuck to the process, you know, this because there was really no reason for me to get out of that trade other than I feel like there's a need for me to make myself even, right? Recover some of those losses. But, you know, market doesn't care about your loss. You know, market wants to trade, it wants to move, and I think you should just stick to the price movement. That's it. You know, stay on it as long as you can, and hopefully at the end you can see what reward you get. But now, there we go. Nice, pretty. We're pretty on a large sell-off here now. We took out all the daily lows and. Yeah, 10 out of 10. I will, like I said, it's just, I am not a breakout trader. I'm just not. I won't do it for any reason. So, yeah, my discretionary setup didn't show up. I mean, this was my setup. The initial trade I took here, the reason I took that trade, it was really, I felt like price, I didn't see like, you know, strong movement, right? After this candle, right? There was really no, you know, this candle was kind of showing like it was just no strength upwards, right? I just felt like, yeah, we're bearish, right? Maybe this is just a good opportunity for a continuation, and which it was. But unfortunately, I just took it out too early for reasons that I think I'm okay with. But it's really it's really a nice breakout trade. Maybe with time I will learn. I will try to understand what, you know, what sort of breakouts really, you know, because I think breakout really depends on what time of the day we are and what is the contest. And maybe one of them is this, like we're really, you know, selling off the entire whole day. So it's always very likely that towards the end of the day there's just going to be more continuation. And that is really exactly what we're seeing right now. It's just a continuation sell-off day. And yeah. So we're forming a, what is it? What we got in? So we're still on more D shots, very, very strong. We're getting alerts. So more breakouts. But again, I'm still not a breakout trader, but it just gave us another D trade again, right? So and see if it seems like it's working. But just like I said, I'm not a breakout trader, so that's just what I would stick to my mental model. But we'll see. There's gonna be we may still get retracements. I mean, I'm still hopeful. I might still get some retracements. I'm watching. Okay. So essentially, the entire whole, I can look at it later on the alert log, but it looks like the entire whole day, like from here. So we're looking at right around 11:30 Eastern time, right? So this has been our trend down, right from this candle here, and it has been essentially be flagging scenario D short trade entry, right, entire time. So here would have been clearly an entry point, right? Pull down this price drop, retracement, a week, just a few ticks to the 14 EMA, and then rejection, right? So this was, I got a D here, and when I look back at the alert log, and then I also got another D here, then one here. So like I said, I didn't really trade this one, but this is the one I caught. But again, I just didn't, hold it long enough. Well, I took some here very early, which I got stopped out. But this was really the trade I was really waiting for, and which I did get. So yeah, so that's how I use execution watchdog. I think the other thing I would say I want to point out as well, to where I see this will have value, right? It's like clearly I just honestly think the alert is very, very valuable, right? It's like, again, you also have to have your own market structure, right? What sort of market structure you trade. And execution watchdog is really a trend. It finds trend. Like, it also targets short-term trend. It also target reversal. So that is where you do things like scenario F, right? Where, let's say, all your multi-time frame are in one direction. Let's say they're all bearish, and then suddenly you find your 5 minutes going bullish. And if there is a trend of that bullishness, it also gives you a signal to go long, right? Just to take a short-term scalp on that 5 minutes. So you have that. So that's F. So here at trade is all about multi-time frame, where you have all your multi-time frame aligned, and then price retrace back to the 14 EMA, and there's a rejection. It gives you a signal to go scenario A. Now B is more of a deeper, it's a deeper correction, right? When price corrected very deep, right? And then your bigger time frame are, it trades in the direction of your bigger time frame, of course. And then C is when you have something more of a pin bar reversal, right? So let's say, like here, when your EMA or your price is very, very far from your EMA, and then there's a strong reversal, right? Instant reversal through a pin bar. When your wicks are more than 80% of the body of your candle, it will flag a scenario C entry, right? But that again is mostly when all your time frames are aligned. So let's say you have a big alignment of time frame, right? And then you have, because basically it's telling you that price is about to reverse, right? So that's where scenario C comes in. And then D is what we've been trading all day, at least this afternoon. And then E as well too. So E is mostly targeting a short-term trend, right? So it looks at your 15 minutes, mostly targeting 15 minutes, and sometimes 1 hour, but mostly 15 minutes. So it targets the trend. So when your 15 minutes is trending bearish, it looks for an entry. And there's usually always look when it taps the 14 EMA and there's a rejection. So it gets in on that. So it's a 15 minutes trend trader. And the F, like I said, is a reverser. It looks for a your early reversal on your multi-time frame. That's what F scenario F does. So like you have all time frame bearish, and then your 5 minutes go bullish. It will take a bullish trade just for a quick. But again, it takes that bullish trade if price is breaking a key level. It just doesn't enter. There has to be a break on that key level, and then it can try to capture that trade. So that is F, and then G, scenario G just takes when there's an EMA cross, right? So when there's a waterfall, right, like say the price really crosses the EMA with big volume, right? So when the 14 EMA and 15 EMA crosses with a big volume, and then you look for some retracement, something like this, right? This price here would, so, but I don't think there was a cross here, just the EMA touched and then they expand. So it wasn't a cross, so that's why it probably won't take a scenario G trade here. Because it's looking at a high speed reverser, like where price is reversing really fast. So those are all the scenarios, right? And again, it depends on the time of the day, right? The market condition. If you're in a trending market, yeah, you mostly be trading scenario A or D, right? Most of the time. But when you're kind of in a market where, you know, price with a smaller time frame are trending in one direction and bigger time frame are trending in the other direction, then you will probably be getting a lot of E's, right? Scenario E, sometimes even F as well too. So that's really how I uses it. So it's all about your signal. When I get a signal, look at my time frame trend. Then on the 5 minutes, yeah, I can. So right now we're retracing, so we're trying to pull up back now. I don't know how far we can go here, but something I'm watching as well too. So we got about what? We got about 15, 20 minutes to MOC. No, I will not be taking any long trade here at all. Unless we break above this level here, and as a matter of fact, we break above the 50 EMA, right, the blue line. But until then, no, it's not a long. This is actually, I will see what MOC does as well too. I mean, we got, like say, we got about 20 minutes, 18 minutes to MOC. So price might push up a little bit. Let's see how far it goes. Yep, I'm hanging in there, just being patient. Let's see, we're already showing rejection, not even close to the EMA, so yeah, it's really, yeah, this might look bullish here, but I really think this is another very weak bullish bar. A strong one would have just take everything out of here, but nah, this is not there. Looks like that's all you get. That is all you get. That is all you're gonna get. Yeah, I was hoping for more. I was really hoping for more, but no, it's just not. Wow. Even at the close, you would think, nice, definitely not. All right, I think not. That's pretty much it for me. Yeah, I was really hoping this will come right here. Um, let's tap the 14 EMA. No, we're gonna. All right. So why we got all the signals here, which I think they really play out. The signals we got this evening, they play out really well, but it's just discretionally I couldn't take them because, like I said, I use retracement right on top of the signal. That is again how I personally trade. But like I said, if you're a breakout trader, this definitely you will be in profit. Like you could have take two trade and be in profit. And yeah, something I'm working on, right? There's clearly sometimes breakout trade makes sense. There's sometimes it does. And I think here it really makes sense because this trend, of the market is very, very, very heavy. It's heavy to the downside. So I think this is where maybe the benefits, the luxury of retracement may just not be there. You're not going to get a lot of it because, there's just so much strength. So things can easily roll over. So, when you're asking for retracement, you got to make sure you're reasonable as well too, right? Like, I mean, I was expecting a retracement all the way here, but this is it. This is the best you got, and it's for a good reason, you know. So yep. Like I said, missed trade is a good trade. There's nothing. If I miss a trade, it's a great trade. It's also a great trade. Like you can't get every trade, I mean, once you get, yeah, you're thankful for it, but not everyone you can. And I think, it's just I'm sticking to my principle, right? I don't take breakouts, and I will, until I, understand how, breakout really works, where there's a high probability of a breakout. Yeah, eventually, but right now I don't because I just feel, it's not really the best entry, right? Breakouts are just never the best entry unless, there's really a strong catalyst, right? So I wish that could be it. It could be a strong catalyst for, you know, and it all depends on what you're looking at as well too, right? I mean, a lot of consolidation for almost 2 hours. So maybe this could be a justification for a breakout, right? It's consolidated long enough. So when there's a strong consolidation, you usually get a breakout for sure, to either side. Yes, now we're getting into the downside. Okay, 10 minutes to MOC. So I think it's let's see here, the entire power hour, I think it really plays out on the bearish side. So we've moved, let's see, since 12, it's 3 o'clock. We have moved 129 points so far. So yeah, so power hour gave us 120, almost 130 points. I think that's very. That was actually what I was targeting. I was targeting 100 points, but I think my early entry really, you know, I got into early for those first two trades, so it resulted in me. See, we got more D shot breakouts, breakout traders. It's all yours. Take it away. Another D breakout. That's just clean, man. This is a clean trade. Clean. Oh my god, I like it. I love this. At least, you know, the signals on the execution watchdog is really right on the direction. I think that's one thing I would say, you know, it's right on the direction. You know, it's just a matter of, you know, when you get in, right? So yeah, please, I really want most of you guys to get hands on it. Is get a 30 days free trial, and yeah, I'll be here on stream, and we'll see how, you know, what we can get out of it. But I think if you stay patient and you really, you know, let the signal plays out, I really think you have a higher chance of, you know, be more profitable, right, than not. Because again, you know, it's a discipline system, right? Instead of you thinking, oh, should I go in longer? You know, just wait for that signal, and then when the signal coming, look at your charts. What are we doing? Are we trending? Are we reversing? You know, make sure your charts, your price structure, your market structure align with that signal, right? So that's what I like about it. I think I prefer it than automated trading because it's, you know, I want to be in control, right? So I want something to help me stay in control. That's what they say. So yeah, we're getting some pretty retracement here. We're trying to retrace this entire 5 minutes, and now again we're going to MOC. So just so you're aware of that, that could be you know, shorting into MOC. Definitely a good idea. But yeah, I think, you know, the price I wanted definitely exceeded it significantly, way more than, you know, 120 points. I was only looking for, actually I was only looking for 50 points, to be honest, but I got about, what, I got about 30 points, so I'll take that. Well, I took only 30 points. I mean, I should have got more, but I just decided to take those 30 points out. Okay, that's a big retracement there. Really big retracement. Again, 5 minutes to MOC. So I prefer we'll take after MOC, right? Let's see if we can retrace all the way here, and then yeah. So these are basically I think people closing out before the MOC. So I will, if not for MOC, I would definitely I will, you know, take a shot here. But we're just about to get into the MOC, so I would definitely want to wait. You know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it here. I like it. I know it's dangerous, but hey, I'm shooting my shot here. And I like where my stop is. I'm not gonna touch it. And but like I said, it's really a dangerous trade. This is not something I would I'm just wanna, like I said, and I wouldn't really want to give it a lot of room. I mean, 10 points, I will take it. Just because, again, just because we're heading to MOC, right? Okay, there's a 10 point there. I just want to cut it out as quickly as I can. Like I said, this is a tiny. Um, we're so close to MOC. I can't hold it. Unfortunately, I can't hold it. Yeah, it's just we're so close to MOC. But I will say we'll wait for. Oh, I think this will go down for sure. This what it looks like. If not MOC, this is not. This is a trade that will be faded instantaneously. Right, and the fact that it's even holding up here a little bit, it just tells that the power of the MOC is actually playing a role here to hold it. But but yeah. So anyway, that's really not a trade. I think I closed that trade because I just, like I said again, I'm not following my process. I don't take trades, when it's this close to MOC, and I kind of validate it. So that's really why I closed that trade. If not, um, it looks attractive. It's hard. It's just like a conflict. I know this is an entry, but I know what is coming in the horizon. So, and it's kind of one of my rule, like 5 minutes to MOC, don't take any trade. Yeah, unless yeah, you're very convinced that I don't see what the MOC does, and then if we get strong rejection from here, then it's certainly going to be a continuation. We got about 2 minutes left. Got about a minute to MOC. A minute to MOC. So, like I said, that's the only thing that is holding this price here. It's just really that's with this price action, it shouldn't be here. But I think the MOC is likely to rocket this thing higher. So. 10 seconds to MOC. There you go. Heading higher. Okay, there's not a lot of power in there though. It's just, I thought it would go much higher from here, but we'll see. Just started. So will it break these highs here? That's the question. Yeah, but this is strength. This is a strength there. So you see why I took out my short entry, because I knew this is gonna happen. I mean, it's kind of almost evidence that this will likely happen. I didn't know. Nobody knows anything, but it's just probability of it happening seems quite high. So let's see if this continue to push or if it stall. So we're still.
Order filled.
Take a trade somewhere else. Oh, how did it feel? Seriously.
Order filled. Okay, so that's looking, it's looking bullish for sure. I think, well,
definitely holding the 14 EMA. And let's see where we head from here. 550. I think I play straight here. I think I like what I'm saying here. Put it at a low. Take it. Yeah, I think we might go a little bit. Some last minute push here, so. All right, so well, that's it. I think this is all I have to show today on how I use the execution watchdog. So tomorrow I will definitely be on the AM, and actually might even trade some Asia London session if I can, but definitely I'll be on the AM and want to engage more on the live trade, right? But like I said, it's a very exciting time, to use execution watchdog. All right, so I will see you guys tomorrow morning. All right, cheers.